you that I wanted to talk about this because I have a very fun fact for you. Six of, I think it's six of the last seven head coaches who have lost to the Steelers have been fired the next day or the next week.
I did hear about this stat. I think I saw it on Twitter.
I
But
did as well.
my, I don't know for it's such a tricky spot because him and Andrew Berry, for that matter, just got contract extensions this past offseason. And I would say, for the most part, Kevin Stefanski earned that contract extension, winning Coach of the Year twice, getting into the playoffs, especially last season, off the backs of uh, PJ Walker, Dorian Thompson Robinson, and Joe Flacco. Notice I didn't mention a certain name in there. We're not going to mention him. But think about that for a second. Like, who was it that beat the San Francisco 49ers? It was
PJ.
PJ Walker. I know number 4 started the game against the Indianapolis Colts, but he got injured as usual. And, well, PJ Walker came in and won that game. Who beat the Pittsburgh Steelers? Let me think. Was it number 4? Nope. It was Dorian Thompson Robinson. And then who came in and won the final 4 or 5 games of the season, whatever it was? It was Joe Flacco.
Uncle Joe, baby.
Which I was probably the only Browns fan that did not root for Joe Flacco because I just can't forget him beating us all the time with the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, come on, Josh. It was so poetic. He beat up on us for years, and then he comes in and he saves the day.
I couldn't get myself to root for him. Sorry. That's how much I hate the Baltimore Ravens. Nope. I couldn't
I
get it.
hate Baltimore a lot, but Joe can swing that football, and he didn't give a crap if he played for Cleveland or who he played for. He just wanted to win, and he happened to help us. So, Joe, thanks for the whoopings over the years, and thanks for the help last year. I wish you were still in a Cleveland Browns uniform.
I think he wishes he was still in a Cleveland Browns uniform. But then you go back to 2020. I don't know anybody who was really expecting the Browns to make the playoffs following that disaster in 2019 with Freddie Kitchens and that whole debacle.
Every baker needs its kitchen.
So, but then he comes in and wins Coach of the Year, gets us into the playoffs. We should have been in the AFC Championship game if they had just called the stupid targeting penalty. Which, who knows what would have happened if Cleveland had played Buffalo in the AFC Championship. Good Lord.
Cleveland would be on fire.
Yes. But, so, because of that, because of that history and, recent history, I'll say, I can't quite put Kevin Stefanski on the hot seat, but I can understand why other Browns fans and media members alike are putting him on the hot seat. I can understand it. I don't agree, but I understand, if that all makes sense.
Okay. I can see where you're coming from. Can I switch gears and ask you a question? Because I was gonna text you this a while ago, but I forgot to. You putting Coach Franklin in the hot seat yet?
Oh, yes. Very much so. He cannot beat Ohio State, and he can't beat Michigan. No. I want him fired.
That's valid. Okay, I'm satisfied with your answer. I was gonna text you after we whooped you, but I felt bad. I was gonna let the loss simmer down a little bit, or I was gonna ask you because I knew if I asked you right after the clock hit 0, you were gonna give me some rational answer because I know how passionate you are. So I knew you were gonna be a little irrational about it. But yeah, that's all I wanted to know. But back to Stefanski. Man, I've wanted this dude gone for forever. I wanted him gone. You know who I wanted to be my head coach? I wanted Greg Williams to be my head coach,
Okay.
and that's what I wanted. And then we get Stefanski, and I'm like, cool. I know what he's done. He's credited, but in my opinion, he kills careers. Um, and his offensive scheme doesn't work. It's a high school offense, and then he somehow squeaks into the playoffs, and I'm starting to turn the page maybe, and then 2020 happens, and I'm fully on the page, and the Stefanski and Baker train is running hot, and then Baker's gone, and now we have someone who shall not be named anymore on our team, and he's just god awful. He's awful. He can't call plays. He can't win games. He's too analytical. He's not good. He's
Yeah,
not good.
but again, he won games with DTR, PJ Walker, and Joe Flacco as our starting quarterbacks.
Joe Flacco was playing phenomenal football. You can't tell me that man didn't look like a starting quarterback.
I'm not trying to discredit Joe Flacco, but you have to give some credit to Kevin Stefanski for.
I do. I do. I just don't like his coaching style. And for that, I think this loss earns him a spot. If he loses to Pittsburgh, he might be able to squeak one out. But if he does, I think it puts him in the hot seat.
Which again, I understand that reasoning. I fully get where you're coming from. But that's part of my problem with the Browns is like, and to go back to our earlier discussion about Pittsburgh, like, why have the Steelers been so successful for so long? Like,
They keep the same offensive or same coach.
yeah, Tomlin and Roethlisberger were connected at the hip for so long. Before that, it was, Bill Cowher and Roethlisberger, but it's not like one of those spinning doors